Hey Bible lovers, I'm Tim Nichols, and I'm here to bring you your Nichols Worth. And recently someone brought this by my office and gave it to me, and I thought it was really cool. This is Hitchcock's New and Complete Analysis of the Holy Bible. So this looks like a Bible, but it's not a Bible. This thing is from 1872, and this is probably one of the most robust referencing systems I've ever seen. It still has a little bit of hint of that gold gilding. Check that out. I wonder if that's actually real gold. This being so old, and then look at the curve on that text block, and the curve on that spine is just beautiful. This thing is by no means in perfect condition, but it is well over 100 years old. So a couple of things to really show you is look at that you can just tell. Now this says 1869. Actually the Roman numeral says that it's 1872. There's some stuff in the introductory material that's even dated 1873. One thing about old books that you'll notice is they have a little piece of tissue paper between them, and you can see that bleed. Check that out. You can see where the picture bled onto that, and that's to keep it from bleeding onto the next page and ruining your reading experience here. But if you feel on this art, you can feel it is imprinted on there. I don't want to rub too hard because I don't want to rub it off, but it definitely has a raised sense to it. I don't know what printing process that was. And I'm trying to be very careful with this thing because it's really old. But we don't mistake this for a Bible, although it does have the Bible in it. I'll show you. There's like a dedication page. And then here's the preface that shows you kind of what this consists of. And they're saying this is an update of an older work. And then there's a publisher's announcement. And one thing that's really interesting about this is apparently they used to sell these like door to door, because he says, occasionally I'm called on to protect my canvassers. So apparently they were canvassing communities and selling these door to door, and they were getting some heat over it, and he's addressing that. This is the part that's addressed in 1873, as you can see right there. So I'm assuming this was probably printed after that. This may be like a second edition of the 1872. And then it gives you, really cool, after this, the contents of the books on the 27 books of the Hitchcock New Analysis of the New Testament, and then it breaks it down into 27 topics. Scripture, God, Jesus, idolatry and superstition, works of God, all the way down to eschatology. So now, past the table of contents, it's going to give you a little bit of an outline of what each section contains. So for 1872, this was like the Google for a Bible. Back then, it was a study system like no other in its time. But once you get past this, then you get into section 1, which is the scripture. And then it gets into books and authors, and it lists verses. Now, these are actual verses of the scripture according to each subheading here. Like this will be speakers and hearers, whenever that's mentioned. This moves on to chapter 2, where it moves into promulgation of scriptures, the first tables of stone, and where those are mentioned. Just really fascinating. Another little piece of artwork here. Again, you'll see how it bled onto this, and they put that tissue paper there in order to protect this page. Just really fascinating. So let's move more toward the middle. Idolatry and superstition. So wherever that's dealt with in the scripture, you're going to have that in here. Really cool resource, and this is available in PDF format if you actually want to utilize that. I'm trying to be super careful here because this is old. Mediums of methods of revelation. Duties to God. So what are we supposed to do? Genealogies and catalogs. Who would have ever thought someone would have that categorized where you could actually read through all the genealogies all together? I'm sure that's something you've thought, I would really like to do that. Well, here's your chance. Then we have another piece of artwork. And again, little tissue paper. I just thought this was cool. The Hebrews, so the Hebrew people. And then we have other nations, nations that surrounded Israel, the family. And then we have civil and social life, so how to live in a world, fallen man, sacred places, trials and persecution, eschatology. So this is going to be verses that deal with the end time. And what's really nice about this is they aren't trying to give you any eschatological view. They're not trying to give you any theological view on any topic. They're just breaking down all the verses, kind of like a Nave's Topical Bible. And it just breaks all the verses into their sections so you can study them all together. And then once we get past that, there's an alphabetical index of subjects. So if you just want to go look up a subject and find it, then you have that there. And then there's scripture index of verses. Once you get past this, there's Cruden's Concordance. So this was sort of like a concordance dictionary put together in the 1700s by Alexander Cruden. So this stuff has been around for over a century, and just awesome. You can see there's a little torn page there, just trying to be really careful. And then when you get to the back, and I mean, look at this. This is a meaty concordance. And once you get past the concordance, there's a dictionary of religious denominations. So if you want to know something about denominations and what they knew of them in the 1800s, here's a map. Now this isn't in one piece, but still really kind of neat. I guess this goes that direction. I don't know if I'll repair that. I may get some document repair tape and repair this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I may just leave it in the raw just as it is, just because it's kind of cool. We get past the dictionary of religious denominations, and then we have the history of the Bible. So something you can get from over 100 years ago, some perspectives. It's not tainted by modern views and scholarship. And then once you get past that, there's some family genealogy records, which I just wanted to show you. Just thought it was cool. Whenever presentation pages are filled out, and it's over 100 years, but there's a family record. There's a little bit more of a family record, some births. Thought that was cool. 1903 for that one. And this one here is 1856. So really cool on that. And then we get into some more family records and marriages. We have some marriages that occurred here. It looks like they tried to erase this, which is a real bummer. That one was in 1876. This one's in 1925. So just a little bit of family history here. And then we also have some deaths. 1929, I can't read. Looks like it says Reginald McKennedy died in 1929. So here's someone that died in 1894, Lonnie J. Jewell, maybe? Lonnie J. Jewell. So really interesting stuff. And then once you get past that, there's some testimonials and different things in the back. But I just thought this was something that was really cool. Some opinions of the press, religious and secular. Just really fascinating. So this, and as you can see, I got little fragments falling apart here. I am never going to do this again. I just wanted to show you this because I thought it was cool. If you see one of these in the thrift store, you see one of these out and it's a decent price, grab it because it's really cool, it's really collectible, it's really old, and it's not a typical Bible. God bless you, keep calm, Jesus on. This is your Nicholsworth.